Hi, Keith Abraham here. Thanks for tuning in. I wanted to share with you the 4 trends that I've recognised after working with the top 50 of my clients around the globe over the last 12 months across 27 different countries and with 27,500 of their people. Here are the 4 insights that I'm really starting to recognise in 2021. And let me walk you through these. Here's what I believe. COVID has been a culture killer. It has really killed the culture in businesses because everybody has been working remotely. It has killed collaboration because everybody waits to speak in turn on a Zoom call, on a Teams call, on a WebEx call. And so what do we need to do now? Some organisations are bringing their people back together, some organisations aren't. But the real secret here is that as a leader, you need to be articulating on a regular, consistent basis your true north, your number one goal, your vision for the future as a business and as a leader. You need to be articulating that, and you need to find a way to say that 8 different ways, 8 different times to your people. Because when you articulate the true north, you get people in this corridor of clarity rather than a chasm of confusion. And so it's so important that you start to do that if you want to start to regenerate, reinvigorate your culture and collaboration. The second is that because we've been living in what I would call unpredictable times, if 2020 was unprecedented times, then 2021 is unpredictable. It's unpredictable when borders are going to open up. It's unpredictable if I should get on a plane. I'm not sure if too many of my clients are concerned about getting COVID, but they are concerned about being locked down in a hotel for a couple of weeks. And so when everything is unpredictable, we have to control the controllables. But as a leader, the key here is not just have a plan, but it's to have a plan A, a plan B, and a plan C. And hope that you don't have to use plan C and plan B. But if you do, you've got them there already. The businesses that have survived and thrived in the last 12 months are the businesses and the leaders who have had multiple plans for multiple different scenarios. And this is one thing that we need to do. Often as leaders, we don't get the time to think about all those different scenarios. We don't block out the noise. You know, the quote I love to use is we have to starve our distractions and feed our focus. You know what's happening in the marketplace at the moment is people are feeding their distractions and starving their focus. Don't be like that. So what's the solution? Make sure you've got a plan A, a plan B, a plan C. Maybe it's even a plan D. The third is that people are suffering from Zoom fatigue, and so replace Zoom with Teams or WebEx or whatever platform you're using, is people are fatigued, are always looking in a screen. And when you think of it, think before COVID. I don't know about you, but when I'm doing business development, I would jump in a plane early, on a Monday morning, and I'd fly to Sydney, and I'd have back-to-back meetings until 5, and then I'd jump on a plane and go to Melbourne and have back-to-back meetings, and then I'd finish up, overnight there and jump on a plane and come back and maybe do a conference, etc., etc. And after about a few days or a week of that, oh, wow, you are buggered. And so you think, well, I'm not travelling, I'm not waiting in traffic, I'm not commuting, how is it? But your people are getting fatigued. And so what's the solution there? Well, the solution is a little bit like what HSBC have done, is they've decided that it is going to be a Zoom-free Friday. Where people, now, this, by the way, probably needed to happen before COVID ever hit. Because how often do you talk to someone and they've got back-to-back meetings? How do you get anything done? How do you implement anything out of a meeting if you're going from one meeting to the next meeting to the next meeting? And so why not have a Zoom-free Friday? Why not have a meeting-free Friday? So people can catch up, they can implement, they can think a little bit, they can catch their breath. The fourth insight is that there is a bit of a leadership void out there at the moment. If people were an okay leader, COVID has really brought them to the forefront of their leadership skills. But one of the things that's really been challenged is for leaders to take responsibility for their own personal and professional development, to create a plan that helps them become not just knowledgeable, but wise. To be able to create a plan for them to think about those different scenarios, to create a plan that says, what do our people need? What do we need? What are we going to be focused on in a month's time, in 3 months' time? What if, there's a higher rate of vaccine rollout? What if there's a second wave or a third wave? What if there are more lockdowns? And you've got to be thinking from a leadership point of view, really around developing yourself. Some of my companies have doubled their business. One of the clients I was talking to about 2 weeks ago, their budget was $20 million. They did $40 million now that puts a strain on leadership, because all of a sudden you double a business, there are going to be leadership needs. So the thing I'd be saying to you is that if you see that your leaders are struggling, you've got to double down and invest in them. You've got to invest time, you've got to invest money, and you've got to invest energy in helping them become the best version of themselves inside your organisation, but also for the people who mean the world for them. They're the 4 trends I've recognised. There could be another 4 trends that I'll see in the next couple of months, but I just wanted to share those with you. Hey, as always, if you want to reach out to me and so share some of your insights, some of your information or ideas, you can always email me, keith@keithabraham.com.au. Thanks very much for tuning in. I'm Keith Abraham. Bye for now.